I'm a regular, normal, everyday person. I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like they do, but it doesn't seem like they realize that. There's no compassion, no sympathy. The people that are on the other side of the fence that have access to decent health care and decent ways of keeping themselves unaffected from this situation, well, they don't feel my pain. They don't feel our pain, regular, normal, everyday people's pain. Because of the virus situation, my financial situation kind of changed. And I've just been an ongoing struggle, just trying to make ends meet. And it seems like the powers that be don't understand that this is something that happened is beyond everybody's control. You know, and you would think that they would try to give someone a little bit of leeway, but you know, it's all about the almighty dollar, it seems like. So it's like every man for themselves.
The volume of evictions has really fluctuated quite a bit during the pandemic, from really high in the beginning as people started losing their jobs. Many people had a month cushion on their rent, but when that was gone, then we saw the evictions coming in. So I think the problem with eviction in Nebraska and really nationally has been there forever, for as long as there's been a landlord-tenant relationship and as long as it's been an adversarial process to evict them, mainly because of the imbalance in power. And what we saw with the pandemic is it really just highlighted all of these imbalances, and we saw all of these problems just blown up into such a greater magnitude.
People need to hear about actually what's going on and how it's actually affecting people. It's just ripping people apart. Well, I was working at a dog kennel before the pandemic, and then we had to shut down. I was waiting for unemployment. The unemployment took forever. And then the stimulus check came, and then that's how I was able to pay the deposit. But the guy was like, you know, this is non-refundable, I'm gonna give it to somebody else. And so we actually moved in on a horrible note. So then everything just kind of snowballed from there. He was like, well, I don't know you, and you're 4 days past due. I'm putting an eviction notice out. If they wouldn't have helped me, it was Ryan Sullivan and his team. If they wouldn't have been there to help me, my kids and I would be in our car right now.
Tenant Assistance Project is a grassroots program with the primary goal of providing tenants assistance who are facing eviction, whether direct representation at the eviction court or providing them assistance in obtaining rental assistance. Some trends that we've seen anecdotally, we see a disproportionate amount of people of color, people with disabilities, and single mothers represent, again, anecdotally, but it seems greater than 50% of the cases we see fall into one of those categories. The Landlord-Tenant Act, which was adopted in 1972, had really been stripped from it most of the recommended tenant protections. One of those is tenants don't have a right to reschedule their hearing or to continue the hearing. That really has made it difficult because a lot of times our tenants have defenses, and that's really been surprising to a lot of people. The assumption is, well, they didn't pay rent, what's their defense? Well, I would say in greater than 50% of the cases where we've assisted tenants, they've had a viable defense to the eviction. But not having an opportunity to meet with an attorney or prepare a case in any way is devastating to many of our tenants.
I came to an agreement that I would be out by September the 30th at 3 p.m. If I'm out on or before that date, there'll be no eviction on my record.
Pride can be a hurtful thing in some ways. I don't want to come across as I'm needy, because I'm not. I am a grown man, and I accept that responsibility, but sometimes we all need help. You know, everybody wants to make it race. It's really not so much race, it's economics. It's the haves and the have-nots. I'm a have-not at this time, and it's not because of a lack of trying, it's from a lack of compassion and understanding from the powers that be.